I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. And this weekend, we mark 5 years of Till We Make It, as incredible as that sounds. And I want to thank you. Thank you for showing up here week in and week out, video after video after video. And thanks for being part of the Till We Make It tribe. This would not be possible without you. When I look at the numbers, 20,000 subscribers strong, millions of views. Every day, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of new comments on videos, new and old. I'm astonished. I'm absolutely astonished. And I want to take a moment to dwell a little bit on my who, and then let me tell you about my why. My who. I wouldn't be here without the people who've helped me behind the scenes. I don't want to name them all for you right now. Even though some of these people have cycled in and then out and then some back into my team again, I wouldn't be here right now without the work that they put in, without their contributions. So thank you, Jess, Josh, Jet, and Jared. Those are all my J's. Thank you very early on, Devin and Tom, for the work that you put in. For this newest evolution of Till We Make It, it's down to a discussion that I had with Bruno and Julio. Julio, thank you for getting me out of the starting blocks this year. This newest evolution wouldn't have been possible without you, buddy. And to the newest members of my team that I don't know what I would do without. Thank you, Raneem. And Rizilla, my man. Thank you, Ryan. You're a rock star. Thanks for making all of this possible. And I want to tell you why I'm still doing this after 5 years. Because guaranteed, if I was writing like one of my books for a period of 5 years, I think I would have given up. If I was still making like my podcast, Kayfabe 2.0, for a period of 5 years, I think I would have lost my mind. But I still turn up here. I'm still making the videos, even though it's a good amount of work to put this thing up every time, get the lights ready, make sure the microphone is roughly where it's supposed to be. Somehow the audio is still never perfect. And I make more till we make it. And I will still make more till we make it until, I suppose, that particular Friday when you turn up here and there's just no new video. That's how you'll know your old pal Mike is either having a medical emergency or it's the end of the Till We Make It project. That's how you'll know for sure. But something that's really resonated with me in the last 3 months, I'll say, as I've little by little become a little more active on social media. I still try to keep my social media activity to a bare minimum. And to that end, if you've been messaging me over there as opposed to here or sending me an email and I've missed you, I'm sorry for that, but I really do try to limit my exposure on social media. I am always astonished at how negative the conversation about wrestling is. This thing, which I think is awesome, that I think is the most misunderstood and underappreciated art form that we have. And there's a certain duplicity to it because on the one hand, most of the circles I travel in are people working in wrestling, and all they do is complain about wrestling fans. And yet, when I'm in those conversations, all they do is complain about wrestling. But wrestling is awesome, and I think sometimes we lose sight of that. There are no two groups of people that love to complain about wrestling as much as wrestling fans and wrestlers. But the truth is, wrestling is awesome. And this ever-evolving art form of ours, even though it's growing in weird spurts and fits right now, it is about to discover its next evolution. And I really believe watching this right now is someone who is going to help wrestling achieve its next evolution. In the same way that we needed a Paul Heyman to do what he did with ECW here in the United States, or what the great Sasuke did with Michinoku Pro over in Japan, or what Martin Karadagian did in Argentina with Titanes and El Ring. We need that next form of wrestling to come up over the horizon. And if the people who are going to craft that and usher it lovingly into the world for us don't have the tools they need when they need them, that thing isn't coming. We are going to build a better pro wrestling. I know that sounded like a plug for my book Toolbox, and I didn't mean it that way at all. What? I mean this very sincerely. We are going to build a better pro wrestling, but we can only do that if we make sure that the incoming class has all the tools they need at their disposal. Yeah, they need all the tips and the tricks and the hacks. They need to understand the unwritten rules and all the guidelines and all the etiquette. And the flip side of that is they need to be able to avoid making mistakes. They need to avoid the big potholes in the road. And if you've watched, right, I bet you I've got more than a dozen videos with titles like this. Mistakes you have to avoid, hard truth, shocking realities you must learn. All those videos, I guarantee, include me saying something like this. These are mistakes I've made. These are errors I have made because I've made them all. Mistakes that are small, mistakes which are huge, I've made them all. And I am, even to this day, still haunted by some of those things. When I embarrassed myself in front of my peers in the locker room, or I embarrassed myself in front of the audience or an entire community, I am still haunted by those things every day. And I don't want you to be weighed down. I don't want you to be thrown off course by having to repeat mistakes that I have made. That's why I just put it all right out there on the channel. These are things not to do. Please believe me. Don't do them. Here's the way you should handle these things. Please believe me. Because I need the next generation to have all the tools that they need when they need them, which speaks exactly to my own story. You probably know the first 3 years, the formative years of my wrestling career, I had no coach to teach me and I had no mentor to guide me until I met Ace Darling and then later Devin Storm. And I got the chance to learn from really smart people like Mike Burns and Jorge Sky de Rivera, et cetera, until I had people trying to show me the way, saying, kid, you've got some potential, but you're doing it all wrong. I was lost. I was wasting my time, everybody else's time, the paying customers' time. I was wasting time. And the most important years of my career, in many ways, they were a waste. I don't want that same fate to befall you. Whether right now you're just preparing maybe to enroll in a wrestling school and just start your journey into training. Maybe right now you're in the middle of your apprentice phase, wondering when the next phase is going to come for you. Or whether you're a veteran of the game and you still want to stay fresh and you want to stay relevant and you want to be a force for positivity in wrestling. And I don't mean that performative social media positivity. I mean actual positive change in wrestling. No matter what it is that brings you here, I'm going to keep showing up to the very best of my ability to try and give you what I think you need so that you have every chance to achieve your goals. When you define what success is for yourself, I want you to be able to get it. In each of you, there is a star waiting to come out. And if through Till We Make It, you get to burn a little longer or you get to burn a little brighter, then this has been worthwhile. That's where this all came from before I pressed record on video 1, and it is every bit as relevant right now after 640 Till We Make It. I think you're awesome. I know this about you because you just keep coming back here trying to learn, trying to better yourself, trying to up your education, and I think that's the most awesome attitude anyone who loves wrestling can possibly have. So please, keep on being awesome, and I will keep on making the videos, and together we will keep on faking it.